make mistakes, but here's what I promise you. I will always listen to you. Even if you don't vote for me. I will always tell you the truth, even if it is difficult to hear. I will work every day to build consensus and reach compromise to get things done.
Amen.
And if you give me the chance to fight on your behalf, there is nothing in the world that will stand in my way.
Yes.
So look, in less than 90 days, Donald Trump or I will be in the Oval Office.
Kamala.
On day one, if elected, Donald Trump would walk into that office with an enemies list. When elected, I will walk in with a to-do list.
Yes! Get him, Kamala!
Priorities of what I will get done for the American people.
Amen!
And I will work with everyone, Democrats, Republicans, and independents, to help Americans who are working hard and still struggling to get ahead.
Amen.
I have been honored to serve as Joe Biden's vice president.
Yes!
But I will bring my own experiences and ideas to the Oval Office. My presidency will be different because the challenges we face are different. Our top priority as a nation 4 years ago was to end the pandemic and rescue the economy.
Amen.
Now, our biggest challenge is to lower costs that were rising even before the pandemic.
Yes.
And they were still too high. I get it. I still remember our mother sitting at that yellow Formica table, late at night, cup of tea in hand, a pile of bills in front of her, trying to make it all work. And I've heard from so many of you who are facing even greater financial pressures. Donald Trump's answer to you is the same as it was the last time. Another $1 trillion in tax cuts for billionaires and big corporations.
Ooh.
This time, he will pay for it with a 20% national sales tax on everything you buy that is imported. Think about it. Clothes, toys, cell phones. A Trump sales tax that would cost the average family nearly $4,000 more a year. And on top of that, you will pay even more if Donald Trump finally gets his way and repeals the Affordable Care Act. Which would throw millions of Americans off their health insurance and take us back to when insurance companies had the power to deny people with pre-existing conditions.
Amen.
Well, we are not going back.
Yes! Tell it! Tell it like it is. Come on, Kamala.
We are not going back.
Never.
Because we also know Donald Trump would deliver tax cuts to his billionaire donors. I will deliver tax cuts to working people and the middle class.
Amen.
I will make sure you have a chance not just to get by, but to get ahead.
Yes.
Because I believe in honoring the dignity of work.
Yes.
I will enact the first ever federal ban on price
You can
gouging
get
on
off
groceries.
my list.
Cap the price of insulin and limit out-of-pocket prescription costs for all Americans.
Yes. Yes.
I will fight to make sure that hardworking Americans can actually afford a place to live.
Yes.
I'll never forget how our mother saved up and how excited she was when she could finally afford to buy our first home. I remember how excited she was. And I know that owning a home is not only a measure of financial security, it's about the pride of your hard work. And as president, I will fight to help first-time home buyers with your down payment.
Yes.
The companies that are jacking up rents.
Amen.
Millions of new homes. For years, we have heard excuses about why America can't build enough housing. Enough with the excuses. I'm going to cut the red tape and work with the private sector and local governments to speed up building and get it done.
Get it done.
And the cost of housing isn't the only financial pressure on middle-class families. I've met so many young people who have a natural desire to parent their children well, but not always the resources to do it. So I'll fight for a child tax credit to save them some money.
Yes.
Which will also lift American children out of poverty.
Yes.
I'll work to lower the cost of childcare, which is out of reach for too many working families today.
Yes.
And for too many people in the sandwich generation who are raising young children and taking care of a parent. Juggling all of it is extremely difficult. You know, I took care of my mother when she got sick, cooking food that she had a taste for, finding clothes that would not irritate her skin.
Yes.
And understand, as I do, that caregiving is about dignity.
It is.
Dignity. And currently, if you need home care and you don't have some money to hire someone, you and your family need to deplete your savings to qualify for help.
Yes.
That's just not right.
Yes.
So we're going to change the approach and allow Medicare to cover the cost of home care.
Yes.
So seniors can get the help and care they need in their own home.
Yes.
Now, Donald Trump has a different approach. He tried to cut Medicare and Social Security every year he was president.
Yes.
Look, I believe that when people have worked hard their entire life, they deserve to retire with the benefits they have earned.
Yes.
And I believe in the fundamental freedom of Americans to make decisions about their own bodies.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. It's our bodies, it's our rights.
What Donald Trump and his hand-selected Supreme Court justices took away from the women of America.
Yes! Preach!
That today, 1 in 3 women in America, think about it, 1 in 3 women in America,
you know what, CJ,
lives in a
booty
state with a Trump abortion ban.
you.
Many with no exceptions, even for rape and incest. The idea
Bye. See
that a
yourself
woman
out.
who survives a crime of a violation to her body
Yes.
should not have the authority to make a decision about what happens to her body next, that is immoral. That is immoral. And Trump's not done. He would ban abortion nationwide, restrict access to birth control and put IVF treatments at risk,
Yep.
and force states to monitor women's pregnancies.
Yes.
Google Project 2025 and read
Boom.
the plans for yourself. And look, I think we all know one does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held beliefs to simply agree the government should not be telling her what to do.
Yes. Been telling that for years.
Not the government.
Tell it like it is.
Congress passes a bill to restore reproductive freedom nationwide as President of the United States.
Let's
I
go.
will proudly sign it into law.
Let's go. Let's go. Get it, Kamala.
And look, on On another subject, politicians have got to stop treating immigration as an issue to scare up votes in an election.
Yes.
And instead treat it as the serious challenge that it is that we must finally come together to solve. I
Yes.
will work with Democrats and Republicans to sign into law the border security bill that Donald Trump killed. When I was Attorney General of a border state, I saw the chaos and violence caused by transnational criminal organizations that I took on. And when I am president, we will quickly remove those who arrive here unlawfully, prosecute the cartels, and give Border Patrol the support they so desperately need.
Amen. Amen. You go, girl. You go, girl.
At the same time, we must acknowledge we are a nation of immigrants.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And I will work with Congress to pass immigration reform, including an earned path to citizenship for hardworking immigrants like farm workers and our dreamers.
Amen. Amen.
As Commander-in-Chief, I will make sure America has the strongest, most lethal fighting force in the world.
Ooh. There you go.
Donald Trump, on the other hand, has shown his contempt for our nation's heroes, calls them suckers and losers, called a
Ooh.
four-star Marine general a, quote, lowlife. I will always honor, never denigrate, the service and sacrifice of our troops and their families, and
Semper
fulfill
Fi.
our sacred obligation to care for them. I will
Yes.
strengthen, not surrender, America's global leadership.
Yes.
And I will stand with our friends because I know that our alliances keep American people safe and make America stronger and more secure.
Yes. Come on. Let's go.
World leaders think that Donald Trump is an easy mark, easy to manipulate with flattery or favor. And you can believe that autocrats like Putin and Kim Jong-un are rooting for him in this election.
We ain't.
I will always uphold our security, advance our national interests, and ensure that the United States of America remains, as we must forever be, a champion of liberty around the world.
Yes.
America, we
I've been to
know
Charleston.
what Donald Trump
Yeah.
has in mind.
Down there, took Carolyn down there to see where that
More
place
chaos.
was at.
What
More
place?
division
Where you get cataract
and
surgery, the
policies
same
that
one you
help
look,
those at the very
London with.
top
Tried it?
and hurt everyone
same
else.
one,
I
Damn.
offer a different path,
same place.
and I ask
I recognized
for
it when I
your
got off of
vote.
26.
Mm-hmm.
I went down and turned. I missed the road to starting off with.
And here
I couldn't
is
get
my
it. I was in the
approach
wrong
to
lane.
you.
I couldn't turn.
I pledge to seek
So I had to go down there, turn around, and come back.
and
When I
common
turned in
sense
there, when I turned in
solutions
there,
to make
I
your
recognized
life
the
better.
place because we
I
went
am
in
not looking to
and
score
we parked all the way at the
political
back.
points.
Yeah.
I am
And walked
looking to
in.
make progress. I pledge
Same place.
to
Ralph
listen
called me.
to
So that's where he had
to
his
those
one done.
who will be
Yeah.
impacted by the
He
decisions
called me
I
going
make,
down there.
and to people who disagree with me. Unlike Donald Trump, I don't believe people who disagree with me are the enemy.
That's
He
right.
wants to put them in jail. I'll
Yeah.
give them a seat at the table.
There you go, girl.
I pledge to you to approach my work with the joy and optimism that comes from making a difference in people's lives. And I
Yes.
pledge to be a president for all Americans
Yes.
and to always put country above party and self.
Amen.
I love our country with all my heart.
Yes.
And I believe in its promise because I've lived it. I grew up as a child of the Civil Rights Movement. My parents would take me to marches in a stroller, where
Yes.
crowds of people of all races, faiths, and walks of life came together to fight for the ideals of freedom and opportunity. I've lived the promise of America. I saw how hard our mother worked to give her daughters the same chances this country gave her.
Yes.
Growing up, I was blessed to have family by blood and family by love, who
Yes.
instilled in me
Get him, Kamala.
the values of community, compassion, and faith that have always defined our nation at its best. I've lived the promise of America. I've spent my life fighting for the people who have been hurt and kicked out, but never stopped believing that in our country, anything is possible. I've lived the promise of America, and I see the promise of America in all of you. In all of you.
Yes, Kamala. Do your thing, girl. You got my vote.
Young people who are voting for the first time,
Yes.
who are determined to live free
Woo!
from gun violence and to protect our
What
planet
channel
and
you got that on?
I think it's 209.
I see it in the women who refuse
209.
a future without reproductive freedom.
Yes. Yes.
And
Get
the
it, girl.
men who support them.
Yes. Yes.
I see it in Republicans who have never voted for a Democrat before,
Mm-hmm.
but have put the Constitution of the United States over party.
Yes.
I've seen it in Americans, different in many respects, but united in our pursuit of freedom, our belief in fairness and decency, and our faith in a better future. America, I know the vast majority of us have so much more in common than what separates us. I know it.
Yes. Yes.
And that's why I am in this race, to fight for the people, just like I always have.
Yes.
Nearly 250 years ago, America was born when we wrested freedom from a petty tyrant.
Mm-hmm.
Across the generations, Americans have preserved that freedom, expanded it, and in so doing, proved to the world that a government of, by, and for the people is strong and can endure.
Oh, my faith in you is so strong.
And those who came before us, the patriots at Normandy and Selma, Seneca Falls and Stonewall,
Yes.
farmlands and factory floors, they did not struggle, sacrifice, and lay down their lives only to see us cede our fundamental freedoms.
Amen.
They didn't do that only to see us submit to the will of another petty tyrant.
Yes.
These United States of America, we are not a vessel for the schemes of wannabe dictators.
Yes.
The United States of America is the greatest idea humanity ever devised. A nation big enough to encompass all our dreams, strong enough to withstand any fracture or fissure between us, and fearless enough to imagine a future of possibilities. So America, let us reach for that future.
Let's
Let
reach
us
higher.
fight for this beautiful country we love. And in 7 days, We have the power. Each of you has the power to turn the page and start writing the next chapter in the most extraordinary story ever told. I thank
Amen.
you all. God bless you.
God bless the United States of America. Thank you. Go Kamala, go Kamala, go Kamala, go Kamala. Hey, go girl, you go girl.
Vice President of the United States Kamala Harris, her husband, Doug Emhoff.
Look, Doug. Doug gonna be the first dude.
Of course, of that infamous
Okay.
rally hosted by the last
I'm gonna go
president,
ahead and go. Daddy done turned the lights out on me,
sent a
so
violent mob to the Capitol to
I
overthrow
will
the
see
constitutional order
y'all
tonight.
later. Just
Kamala
had to
Harris
get
appearing
my
in front of the campaign
reactions.
says, "Our
And my faith is so
75,000
strong in
supporters
her.
down in that same spot,
She
there's
is
overflow
amazing.
striking
She put
back up
Donald Trump in
towards
his
the Washington
place.
Monument.
She
You
is
can see those
not
pictures on
scared of
social
him.
media, maybe more
So
than 75,000.
I'm gonna go
Everyone is
ahead.
counted.
I'm gonna
This
go.
1 week before Election Day in this
And y'all be good.
consequential election,
Go Kamala,
perhaps the
go.
most
When we
consequential
fight,
that we
we
have faced
win.
in my
And I'm
lifetime.
gonna vote like
Vice President clocking
RBG.
in just around 30 minutes, making her
Ruth
closing
Bader
arguments to the nation.
Ginsburg
She
is
spoke
voting.
for
So,
about 30,
and
31, 32
that's it.
minutes.
Okay. I'll see
She
y'all
laid
later.
out
Bye bye, y'all.
both
Bye
the sort of
bye.
Democratic stakes of this election, her contrast to Donald Trump.